Hello friends, welcome to Affairs Club Learn to Lead. Good morning to all the students. Today we will discuss very important current affairs of 6th of Jan 2022. You can see two best images of the day, but today we will discuss very important and the most important current affair. So watch this video till last. But I am requesting you all the students that you have to download our application Careers Cloud from the description box link. After that, log in with the email ID, then click on this crack current affairs section to subscribe our current affairs for 1 year as well as for 2 years. Both the subscription prices are very much low. But how we are covering this current affair? We are providing you daily section. In the daily, you will see three things. One is detail, second is question and answer format, and third is the quiz section which you can attempt on our application on daily basis. Next is the weekly section. Again, you will receive three things. One is detail, second is question and answer format, and third is the quiz section which you can attempt on our application on weekly basis. Most important section is the monthly, and we are providing four type of PDFs. One is detail, second is question and answer format, third is best 100 current affair, that is also provided in the form of question and answer, and fourth one is pocket PDF. It means 2-liners and the 3-liners current affair will be provided to you so that you can revise these current affairs in quick format before your exam. But to enhance your performance further, we are providing 20 most important topic wise PDF. It means if you want to cover one particular topic, then you can use this topic wise PDF. If you are a banking student, we are providing three things. One is detail, second is question and answer format, and third is the quiz section. But all these three things are only related to banking and economy. And you can attempt this quiz only on our application on monthly basis. If you want to cover all the past current affair of 2021 just from single PDF, then you can use this exam PDF. We are providing detailed budget and economic survey. Expected question and answer will be provided to you so that you can recall that examiner can make these type of questions from budget and economic survey. If you are appearing for your respective state exam, then we are also providing you state current affair, and we are covering every state and union territory. So all these things comes under only one subscription. You have to just download our application Careers Cloud from the description box link. After that, log in with the email ID, then click on this crack current affair section to subscribe our current affairs for 1 year as well as for 2 years. Both the subscription prices are very much low. But if you are a new student, you are just starting your preparation, then I am advising you to subscribe for 2 years. And we are providing 10% extra discount on both subscriptions if you use this code ASH10. And if you have any query, you can email us or you can call us on this number or email ID. So let's start 6th of Jan 2022 current affair. But first of all, you have to like this video. You have to share this video as maximum as possible, and you have to subscribe this channel if you're new on this platform, and join our Telegram group from the description box link. Here is the first question in the most important section. Which bank won UiPath Automation Excellence Award 2021? So remember this keyword. This is UiPath Automation Excellence Award. There are so many categories, but you have to remember only one category, which is basically related to the bank, and this bank is South Indian Bank. So C is the answer. So South Indian Bank won this UiPath Automation Excellence Award, and you can also see here the picture of South Indian Bank, but it is for the best automation under the crisis for business continuity. And this South Indian Bank improved its robotic process automation capabilities during the time period of pandemic like in 2020-21, and supported the customer solving operational problems through its excellent automation services. And remember, the 2021 edition of this award recognizes contribution of the individuals as well as organizations across India and the South Asia like Sri Lanka, you can say Bangladesh, Nepal, for bringing change through transformative automation process. So that's why this bank won this award, which is known as UiPath Automation Excellence Award 2021, especially during pandemic. And remember about South Indian Bank, its CEO is Murli Ramakrishnan. Murli Ramakrishnan, very interesting name, and headquarters is in Kerala. Tagline is experience our next generation banking. Next generation banking. And remember, headquarters is in Kerala, CEO is Murli Ramakrishnan, and tagline is experience our next generation banking. Moving to next question. Who achieved the first Guinness World Record on numerology? Again, very important question. You have to remember this person is J.C. Chaudhary. So answer of this question is B. So J.C. Chaudhary, India's one of the top numerologists, has achieved the first ever Guinness World Record in numerology and the first world record in the year of 2022. And the initiative was organized by you can say Indian Institute of Numerology to create awareness regarding numerology, which is prevalent across ancient cultures like you can say Greece, Egypt, China, India. and it is by educating about ancient science to around 6,000 participants. So that's why it is Guinness World Record, and related to numerology, joined from the United States, United Kingdom, Middle East as well as India. And the Guinness World Record London office has opened a new category, which is numerology, for this achievement. So remember, this person is J.C. Chaudhary. But in the last question and this question, you can also remember the options. Like you can see here, there is an option like ESAF Small Finance Bank. This bank recently won very good award, which is known as Great Place to Work. Great Place to Work Award. And this is given by Great Place to Work Institute. Next is Karnataka Vikas Gramin Bank. This bank won award under the Regional Rural Banking Award. It means the best RRB, and this is given by ASSOCHAM. This award is given by ASSOCHAM. ASSOCHAM stands for Associated Chamber of Commerce and Industry of India. Next is HDFC Bank. This bank recently won India's best bank for SME, like small and medium enterprises, at the Asia Money Best Bank Awards. So remember all the awards which comes under this question. Again, these are very, very important awards. Now in the next question, which we already done under this category, again you can remember the 3 awards which were recently won by these persons. Like you can see here, the name is B. Gopal. B. Gopal recently won Satyajit Ray Award, like 4th Satyajit Ray Award for his contribution in the Indian cinema. Next is Shilendra Singh. He recently won Behler Turtle Conservation Award. Behler Turtle Conservation Award. Remember, this is again very important award. Next is James Sangma, and he won Progressive Business Concept Award. Progressive Business Concept Award for 2021, and it is given by very prestigious organization PETA, and it is for his vegan leather initiative. Again, these awards are very, very important. So remember both options, and now we are moving to the next section. It is a very important question section. You have to like this video, share this video as maximum as possible, and you have to subscribe this channel if you are new on this platform, and join our Telegram group from the description box link. But first of all, I just want to discuss about our PO course, which we started recently, and it is free of cost. I will just take 40 to 45 seconds so that you can understand all the things which we are providing under this PO course and how you can improve your performance in your PO exam. As you all know that we have started 25 days free course to crack IBPS PO mains examination, and this course was started on 13th of December and it will end on 14th of January. It means almost for 1 month we have started this course. And remember, this course frequency is from Monday to Friday. We will not upload any quiz on Saturday and Sunday. And in the quiz, we will upload 70 questions daily. Out of 70, 20 questions will be related to reasoning, and 20 questions related to quant, or you can say mathematics, and 30 questions related to general awareness or current and banking awareness. You can see these are the quiz, and course could be attempted at any time. No daily limit is there, but course will be attempted only through application, that is Careers Cloud application. For more details, you can download this application from the description box. Now moving to very important question section. So here is the first question in the very important section. Which country became the 102nd member of International Solar Alliance? Again, very important organization. And recently, this country, like Caribbean country, one is Antigua and Barbuda, become the 102nd member of this International Solar Alliance. So remember, Caribbean nation of Antigua and Barbuda joined the International Solar Alliance as the 102nd member. Remember the number 102nd, because 101st was United States of America. So 102nd member by signing the International Solar Alliance Framework Agreement, which was started by India in the year of 2015. Started by India in the year of 2015, but it was started with the help of France. So you can see here, Antigua and Barbuda becomes the 102nd member of International Solar Alliance. So this organization is very important, and this was started by India and France, and it was during the COP21, which was held in Paris. It means it is United Nations Framework on Climate Change, which was held in Paris in 2015. And International Solar Alliance is an action-oriented, member-driven, you can say collaborative platform for the solar resource-rich countries to address special energy needs and to provide a platform for the collaboration. And it also facilitates energy access, you can say security and transition, which creates a global market system by promoting clean energy applications. And at present, 102 countries are signatories to the International Solar Alliance Framework Agreement. And you can also remember who is the Director General of this organization. Director General is Dr. Ajay Mathur. He was also recently appointed, Dr. Ajay Mathur. And where is the headquarter of International Solar Alliance? Because it was started by India, that's why its headquarter is in India. It is in Gurugram. It means I am talking about Gurgaon, Haryana. So where is this country, Antigua and Barbuda? So you can see here North America. You can see here the South America. So this is the circle you can see. Under this circle, there are two countries, basically not two countries, this is a combination of two countries, but it is one country which is known as Antigua and Barbuda, two islands basically. So this is Antigua in the north, in the south it is Barbuda. So this is in between North America and South America, so that's why we are saying it is Caribbean nation. So what is the capital of this Antigua and Barbuda? Capital is St. John. Remember, St. John is the capital, and currency is East Caribbean dollar. East Caribbean dollar, and Prime Minister is Gaston Brown. But it is not important, just remember the name of the capital. Moving to next question. Recently, which payment bank received scheduled bank status from RBI? Again, very important question, because recently Paytm payment bank received the scheduled bank status. After that, one new payment bank also received the scheduled bank status, and this is Airtel Payment Bank. Again, very important question for the banking student. So Reserve Bank of India granted a scheduled bank status to the Airtel Payment Bank, including into the second schedule to the RBI Act of 1934, because if the bank is included in the second schedule, then it is known as the scheduled bank. So you can also see here, Airtel Payment Bank received the scheduled bank status by the RBI. So with this inclusion, it becomes the fourth payment bank to get this status. It means scheduled status. Because if you say, apart from the Airtel Bank, other payment banks which are listed in the second schedule of the RBI Act of 1934 are like Paytm Payment Bank. I already told you recently get the status of scheduled banks, and India Post Payment Bank also received the you can say scheduled bank status. Next is Fino Payment Bank. So these three already gets the status of scheduled. Now fourth is Airtel Payment Bank. And the status will definitely help the Airtel Payment Bank to explore new central as well as the state government business opportunities, including like participation in the government issued request for the proposal, primary auctions, along with the participation in the government operated welfare scheme. So now this bank can also participate in the welfare schemes which are started by the center or the state government. And Airtel Payment Bank is among the fastest growing digital bank in India. So you can also remember. And who is the CEO and managing director of this payment bank? It is Anubrata Vishwas. You can remember, this is very important. Anubrata Vishwas. And in 2016, it became the first entity in India to receive a payment bank license from the RBI, and Airtel Payment Bank national operation was formally launched in January 2017. So it was launched in 2017, but it gets the license in 2016 by the RBI. So remember, Airtel Payment Bank is the fourth payment bank who received the scheduled bank status. Earlier, the three banks are Paytm Payment Bank, Indian Post Payment Bank, and Fino Payment Bank already gets the scheduled bank status by the RBI. Moving to next question. Who wrote a book, Gandhi's Assassin, The Making of Nathuram Godse, who basically killed Gandhi, and His Idea of India? This is the full name of book. Otherwise, you can just remember the keyword Gandhi's Assassin. And this book is written by Dhirendra K. Jha. So answer of this question is D. So you can see here a very good cover page, Gandhi's Assassin, and you can see here the picture of Nathuram Godse who killed Gandhi, and the making of Nathuram Godse, how Nathuram Godse you can say was thinking at that time, and his idea of India. So the book explores Godse's relationship with the organizations that influenced his view and gave him a sense of purpose, and draws out the gradual hardening of Godse's resolve that led to Mahatma Gandhi's assassination. So how you can say Nathuram Godse become you can say killer of Mahatma Gandhi. This book tells you all the story, and this book is written by Dhirendra K. Jha. Remember, Delhi based journalist, and he authored this book. So now you can also see here the other authors, very famous authors basically. You can see the first name is Salman Khurshid, very famous Congress senior leader, and he recently wrote a book, Sunrise over Ayodhya. Sunrise over Ayodhya, Nationhood in Our Time. So this is about the Ayodhya. Next is Dhaval Kulkarni. He also wrote about a book related to Nathuram Godse. So the title of the book is also Nathuram Godse. Nathuram Godse, the true story of Gandhi assassin, that how he killed Gandhi. Next is Jerry Rao. Again, this book is related to Gandhi, but it is related to economics of Gandhi, and the title of the book is Economist Gandhi. Economist Gandhi. Economist Gandhi, and the caption is The Roots and the Relevance of the Political Economy of the Mahatma Gandhi. So remember, all the three books are again very, very important. Moving to next question, which bank identified as domestically systematically important banks? It means these banks are too big to fail. So that's why answer of this question is all of these. Why we are covering this question? Very important, because earlier these banks announced as the domestic systematically important banks, but again these banks like retained to be identified as the domestic systematically important banks already. SBI, HDFC and ICICI, these are two banks to be fail. So SBI and ICICI, A and C option you can see here, bank were the first named as the domestic systematically important banks in the year of 2015. After that, HDFC included in the year of 2017. So remember, this is very important. First SBI was created in 2015 as a domestic systematically important bank, then ICICI in 2016, in 2017 HDFC was also named as the domestic systematically important bank. So just remember the question as same as in slide. Next is Ujala scheme, very important scheme, and this scheme completed 7 years, and this was launched for, this scheme was launched for, it means for what purpose? This was launched for affordable LEDs, because what is the meaning of Ujala? Ujala stands for Unnat Jyoti by affordable LEDs for all. You can also see here, it is Unnat Jyoti by affordable LEDs for all. This is known as Ujala. And Ujala initiative is the world's largest zero subsidy domestic lighting program with more than 78 crore LEDs distributed across the country. And Ujala scheme was launched by Prime Minister Narendra Modi on the 1st of May 2015 under the government of India. So it was launched in the year of 2015. And the cost of LED bulbs has been down by 85% from rupees 300 to 350 per bulb to 70 to 80 rupees, which resulted in a massive energy saving. And Ujala has also like distributed energy efficient and the cost saving lighting to be the middle class and the lower middle class consumer. And remember, there is very interesting fact related to Ujala scheme. Ujala program is now a part of leadership case study in the Indian Institute of Management, IIM Ahmedabad, and also stands in consideration for being included in the curriculum of the Harvard Business School. So this scheme was so much popular that it becomes a case study in the IIM Ahmedabad, and also it can become a case study in the Harvard Business School, and it can be included in the curriculum of the Harvard Business School. So just remember, this is Ujala scheme and it completed 7 years because it was started in the year of 2015, and it means is Unnat Jyoti by affordable LEDs for all. It means to provide or to distribute the affordable LEDs to the population of India by the government of India. Moving to next question. So a book titled Mamta Beyond 2021, authored by whom? So definitely, I think all the students know this, that this book is related to Mamta Banerjee. So Mamta Beyond 2021 is written by Jayanta Ghoshal. So answer of this question is C. So HarperCollins Publishers India is set to publish a new book titled Mamta Beyond 2021, and it is written by Jayanta Ghoshal, and very famous political journalist, and it is translated by Arunava Sinha. But you don't have to remember that who translated this book, just remember who authored this book. And it is on the occasion of Mamta Banerjee birthday, because the announcement about the release of the book was made on the 5th of Jan 2022, the birthday of Mamta Banerjee, the Chief Minister of West Bengal and the leader of Trinamool Congress, or you can say TMC party. And the book specially explores and examines why Bharatiya Janata Party lost in 2021 West Bengal elections. And especially Jayanta Ghoshal, who is the author of the book, has travelled across the West Bengal and to all the districts and discovered certain key factors that helped TMC win over the West Bengal election in the 2021. And the book also described how Mamta Banerjee portrayed herself as a daughter of Bengal who works for the poor and disadvantaged people of the state. So this book basically specially related to the 2021 West Bengal elections. Remember this. But other authors you can see here, again very important. Like first you can see here Chidananda Rajgatta, he recently wrote a book about Kamala Harris, the Vice President of United States of America, Kamala Harris, and the caption is Phenomenal Woman. Next is Dr. A. Surya Prakash, again very important book related to politics, and the name of the book is Democracy, Politics and Governance. So this is the title of the book. Next is Ayaz Menon. He wrote a book about cricket, and name of the book is Indian Innings, and the caption is The Journey of Indian Cricket from 1947. So from 1947 to you can say 2021, how cricket changed. So that's why the name is Indian Innings. So all the three books are again very, very important. Moving to next question, it is Project Mission 100 of Vidya Jyoti schools launched in which state? So first of all, you have to understand about Vidya Jyoti schools. So these schools aim to improve the quality of education by converting 100 existing high or higher secondary schools to Vidya Jyoti schools with state-of-art facilities at a cost of around 500 crores in the next 3 years. So it means we have to convert 100 higher secondary schools to the Vidya Jyoti schools so that quality education can be provided, and total 500 crore will be spent by the government in the next 3 years. And this project is inaugurated in the state of Tripura. So answer of this question is A, and it will cover almost about 1.2 lakh students from nursery class to class 12th. So remember, Vidya Jyoti schools project 100 launched in the state of Tripura. And you can also remember the other questions related to this, and this is Prime Minister inaugurated the new terminal building at Maharaja Bir Bikram Airport, and this airport is situated in which state? So again, answer of this question is Tripura. Answer of this question is D. So you can see here, Prime Minister inaugurated and lays the foundation stone of various developmental projects in Imphal in Manipur. And this is Narendra Modi ji visit because there is election in 2022. In the starting of 2022, there are total 5 states, like you can say Punjab is there, UP is there, Uttarakhand is there, Goa is there, and Manipur is there. So he laid the foundation stone of 22 developmental projects worth rupees 4,800 crore in the Imphal, Manipur. And one scheme is launched. This is Mukhyamantri Tripura Gram Samriddhi Yojana. Because he also visited Tripura as well as in Manipur, and this scheme aims to achieve the benchmark standards for service delivery in the core developmental sectors in the village level, which include household tap connections, domestic electricity connections, all-weather roads, functional toilets for every household, recommended immunization for every child, participation of women in the self-help groups. It means we have to develop the villages in Tripura. So this is the scheme which was launched by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Second, we already covered that new integrated terminal building of MBB Airport was again launched. MBB stands for Maharaja Bir Bikram Airport in Tripura. And Project Mission 100 of Vidya Jyoti School also launched in Tripura. So just remember, 2 states visited by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. One is Manipur, second is Tripura. But you have to remember all the things about Manipur and Tripura. Manipur, you have to remember Chief Minister is N.B. Singh, or you can say N. Biren Singh. And Governor is La Ganeshan. And very famous national park is there, Kabul Lamjao National Park. This is, you can say, world's only floating national park. This is Kabul Lamjao National Park. But you can also remember about Tripura. Chief Minister is Biplab Kumar Dev, and Governor is Satyadev Narayan Arya. And 2 very famous national parks is Clouded Leopard National Park, and second is Rajbari National Park. Moving to next question. Bank of Baroda signed whom as a brand ambassador, or you can say brand endorser of the bank? So very simple, answer of this question is Shefali Verma. So you can remember this answer as same as in slide. And Shefali Verma is just a 17-year-old young cricketer, hails from Haryana, exact place is Rohtak, and she plays for the Indian women national cricket team. Very famous cricketer. Even in 2019, at the age of 15, Shefali became the youngest cricketer to play in the Women 2020 international match for India. And even in 2021, Shefali Verma became the first woman cricketer to hit 3 sixes in the test match. This is again a record which is known with the name of Shefali Verma. So remember, Shefali Verma, very famous young cricketer, and she is currently a member of Indian women's national cricket team. and she is signed by Bank of Baroda as a brand ambassador. But you can also remember the other names here, like you can see here Zubeen Garg, and he was appointed as a brand ambassador for very famous bank Bandhan Bank. Bandhan Bank. But it is not for all India. Bandhan, he will promote the Bandhan Bank in Assam area only, in Assam. Next is Amitabh Bachchan. He became a brand ambassador of Amway India. Amway India, known for nutritious products. Next, Mohammad Siraj, very famous cricketer, and he became a brand ambassador of, you can say, one application which is known as My 11 Circle. My 11 Circle. Moving to next question. Which company and Hughes formed a joint venture to provide satellite broadband services in India? In India. So, both the companies will provide satellite broadband services in India, and this company is Airtel and second company is Hughes. So, you can see here Airtel and Hughes form a joint venture satellite broadband services. And you can also remember that Bharti Airtel Limited and Hughes Communication India Private Limited will launch a joint venture, and both companies will provide satellite broadband services in India, and this joint venture will be known as HCIPL, which means Hughes Communication India Private Limited. And Hughes Communication India Private Limited will hold 67% stake. It means the majority stake lies with the Hughes company, and Airtel will hold 33% shareholding. And the agreement was announced basically in 2019 and has received all the statutory approval, including like from the National Company Law Tribunal and from the Department of Telecom. And after that, this joint venture has been formed. And this company will provide broadband networking technology, solution and services for the government offices, enterprises such as banking, aeronautical, maritime mobility, small to medium sized business, education and telecom industry. So it means you have to remember just simple thing that two companies, one is Airtel, second is Hughes. It is United Kingdom based organization. Both companies will provide satellite broadband services in India. But remember about Bharti Airtel, its managing director, MD and CEO is Gopal Vittal. Gopal Vittal, and headquarters is in New Delhi. We are talking about Bharti Airtel Limited. Moving to next question, and it is from picture. Social worker and Padam Shri awardee Sindhu Tai Sakpal passed away in Pune, Maharashtra. First of all, you have to remember that he belongs to Maharashtra. This is the first thing. And she died at the age of 74 in Maharashtra. And you can also remember that she was also a social activist, fought against the exploitation of local women, and she was popularly known as the mother of orphaned children. Mother of orphaned children, because Sindhu Tai has adopted around 1500 children and founded a orphanage which is known as Sanmati, Bal Niketan Sanstha. Bal Niketan Sanstha. This is the name of orphanage which was founded by Sindhu Tai. And she received so many awards like Mother Teresa Award for Social Justice in the year of 2013. Very famous award, Nari Shakti Puraskar. Nari Shakti Puraskar. This is India's highest civilian award dedicated to women, and she received this award in 2017. And she also received Padam Shri, very important award, Padam Shri in the year of 2021. That's why this question is very, very important. And one biological movie was made in her Marathi and titled as Me Sindhutai Sakpal. So just remember Sindhutai Sakpal, and she belongs to Maharashtra. She belongs to Maharashtra. Moving to our important question section. You have to like this video, you have to share this video as maximum as possible, and please subscribe this channel if you are new on this platform and join a Telegram group from the description box link. Here is the question. RB appointed whom as new executive directors? So there are total 15 executive directors, so you don't have to remember, just read these names so that if examiner can ask this question, just read the current names. So there are two names, one is Deepak Kumar, second is Ajay Kumar Chaudhary. So answer of this question is both B and C. So D is the answer. So Reserve Bank of India has appointed Deepak Kumar, who was Chief General Manager of Department of Information Technology under the RBI, and Ajay Kumar Chattopadhyay, Chaudhary, sorry, not Chattopadhyay, Chief General Manager in charge of the Department of Supervision under the RBI, has become the new Executive Director of the RBI with effect from the 3rd of Jan 2022. Just read these names. Move to next. Which organization has partnered with the Akshaya Patra Foundation to improve PM Poshan scheme? First of all, you have to remember what is the meaning of this PM Poshan. It stands for Poshan Shakti Nirman. Poshan Shakti Nirman. Earlier, this scheme was known as National Program for Midday Meal in Schools, but after that, the name changed to the PM Poshan. And one organization like international organization, this is United Nations World Food Program in India, has partnered with the Akshay Patra Foundation, a non-profit organization, to enhance the effectiveness of the Pradhan Mantri or the Prime Minister Poshan, you can say Shakti Nirman or the Poshan scheme, which was earlier known as the midday meal in schools. So this is the Akshay Patra Foundation and United Nations World Food Program. And under this collaboration, World Food Program and the Akshay Patra Foundation will share knowledge through the workshops, policy and the strategy dialogues with the government to enhance the quality of school meal program. And the partnership aims to enhance especially the food safety and hygiene projects, capacity building of the cooks, come helpers and nutritional quality of the school meals. And World Food Program and the Akshay Patra Foundation will bring in the required financial resources to support the implementation of the activities. It means all the fund will be utilized by these two organizations. One is World Food Program, second is the Akshay Patra Foundation. And even both the organizations will form a steering committee with representatives from both the organization, and the committee will meet quarterly to plan, discuss and review the aspects of collaboration between both the organization. So just remember World Food Program, that's why we are covering this question. World Food Program, its headquarters is in Rome, Italy. It was established in 1961, and who is the executive director? It is David Beasley. David Beasley, Beasley, David Beasley. But you can also remember about PM Poshan scheme. Basically, PM Poshan scheme is one of the three main food-based safety nets in India, which benefits around 100 million school-aged children and the cooked meals. And the scheme plays a major role in retention of the children in the school and provides nutritional security. Moving to last question, it is from picture Union Minister Dr. Jitendra Singh, and he basically launched the Platinum Jubilee celebration of CSIR or Council of Scientific and Industrial Research National Physical Laboratory. And this is the 75-year celebration, that's why it is known as Platinum Jubilee celebration. So remember, Union Minister of State, Independent Charge, Science and Technology, Dr. Jitendra Singh released a special postage stamp commemorating the 75th, you can say Platinum Jubilee year of Council of Scientific Research, National Physical Laboratory in New Delhi. And you have to remember that Dr. Jitendra Singh dedicated the New Delhi-based LED photometry laboratory at CSIR National Physical Laboratory to develop energy efficient illumination technology. So again, this is very important, LED photometry lab. So this LED photometry laboratory continues or contributes towards calibration and testing of LED lighting products, which could save the foreign exchange spent on availing testing and calibration services from the abroad, and also reduces turnaround time. So he launched the responsive website of CSIR National Physical Lab to showcase the details about the metrology related activities to the CSIR NPL in a fully responsive format. So just remember, it is 75th anniversary of the National Physical Lab. Moving to our one-liner important points. First point is Bank of Baroda appoints cricketer Shefali Verma as the brand endorser. We already covered this question. Sri Lankan cricketer Bhanuka Rajpaksha announced retirement from the international cricket. Not very famous cricketer, but you have to remember the name. He is just a 30-year-old Sri Lankan cricket player who has represented the country in 5 ODI matches and one-day matches and 18 2020 matches, and total score is 409 across all the formats. So just remember, name is Bhanuka Rajpaksha, but from Rajpaksha you can guess that he belongs to Sri Lanka, because president of Sri Lanka is Gotabaya Rajpaksha, so you can remember easily, and capital is Colombo and Javardhane Kotte. Next is RBI cancels authorization certificates of 2 payment system operator. Just remember the name of these 2 payment system operator. One is Muthoot Vehicle and Asset Finance. Muthoot Vehicle and Asset Finance. Second is Echo India Financial Services. Echo India Financial Services. And it is for non-compliance with the regulatory requirements of the RBI, and both PSO, it means payment system operators, had authorization for the issuance and operation of the prepaid payment instruments. So both are now under observation according to RBI. So RBI granted scheduled bank status to the Airtel Payment Bank. We already covered this question. Social worker Padam Shri awardee Sindhu Tai Sapkal passes away in Pune, Maharashtra, because he belongs to Maharashtra. So already covered. Next, 5th POSCO Day, January 3, 2022. So what is the meaning of this POSCO? You can see here the image, POSOCO. POSOCO stands for Power System Operation Corporation Limited. So this day is annually observed on 3rd of Jan to commemorate the day on which POSOCO started its independent functioning under the Ministry of Power as one of the power public sector undertaking. And remember, POSOCO is a fully owned subsidiary of Power Grid Corporation of India Limited, and it comes under this organization till 2017. After 2017, it becomes an independent organization under the Government of India. And POSOCO is responsible to ensure the integrated operation of the grid in a reliable, efficient, and the secure manner. And it comes under the Ministry of Power, who is the Union Minister Rajkumar Singh, and constituency is Ara, Bihar. Moving to next question, and it is the question of the day. 5th of January 2022 question was, what is the share of central government in the RRB? So the share of central government in the RRB, because RRB were owned by the central government, state government as well as sponsored bank. So the central government share is 50%, state government share is 15%, and sponsored bank share is 35%. So we are talking about only the central government. So answer of this question is A. It means 50%. So remember this. Moving to the question of the day. Which bank is the first bank to be set up in the eastern part of the India after independence? It means after 1947, which bank is the first bank to set up in the eastern part of India? So please answer only in the comment box. Very interesting question. And please like this video. Please share this video as maximum as possible. And please subscribe our channel if you are new on this platform. And join our Telegram group and press this bell button so that you can receive the notification on time. And it is a Fairs Cloud promise that it will boost your confidence in the general awareness section, definitely. And don't take life so much serious. Life is fun. Always be happy. Like this smiley. Thank you guys. Take care and bye-bye.